Hello you lovely people. In today's video I've got something very special planned. I'm gonna rewatch and react to my prediction. But let's get into this. Mercedes. Well, obviously Lewis Hamilton hasn't signed any contracts yet, although I'm really expecting him to sign the 2021 contract soon. I predict that he will get an 8th World Championship, and by doing so, he's going to become the outright Formula One, the greatest of all times Formula One driver. Although whether, at least statistically, whether he actually is the greatest remains to be seen. And also is very much debatable. I think I'm a massive Mick Schumacher fan, but one has to, no doubt, give credit where credit is due for what Lewis Hamilton has done within Formula One. Congratulations on his being knighted. Again, that's whether he deserves a knighthood or not is debatable. But I just think we need to treasure him as long as he's in the sport, because I think this contract, if he signs it, could be his final contract. But as I said, let's concentrate on where I think he's gonna finish the 2021 season. I reckon he's gonna finish the 2021 season as world champion, and I think he's gonna clearly dominate Valtteri Bottas, as he's done pretty much since they've been teammates. I think Valtteri Bottas. Well, what can I say to that? I mean, have got to say now that I do believe that Lewis Hamilton is the greatest of all time, both statistically and if he gets the 8th World Championship next year, then he's also going to be it statistically. But how wrong was I in predicting that he was gonna run away with the title? I mean, it was very close, wasn't it? But as far as Valtteri Bottas is concerned, I think Lewis Hamilton clearly dominated him. Is going to be in his final season with the silver arrows, because I think had he not signed the contract earlier, then George Russell would be in the that seat alongside Lewis Hamilton in 2021. But as for what it is, I think he is going to be his last season in the Mercedes. Yes, I absolutely stick by that decision. Had Valtteri Bottas not signed the 2021 deal early, I think George Russell would have gotten the call up this year already. And as we all know, I was right when I predicted it was 2021 was Valtteri Bottas' his last season in the silver era. So let's move on to Red Bull. I think Max Verstappen is gonna get whatever he can out of the car. I do think he is going to be a serious title contender in 2021. But I do believe he's gonna have the measure of Sergio Perez, although it's going to be a lot closer between Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, because I think Sergio Perez can deal with the pressure and what is expected of him a lot better than what Albon did. I do predict that there will be some tension between Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez because I don't think Sergio Perez will be accepting second fiddle to Max Verstappen as easy as Alex Albon did. So I believe that there could be some tension within the Red Bull team, and I think ultimately that could cost Red Bull white points. Having said that, I do expect Sergio Perez to be able to fight for wins and podiums. Well, he's pretty much expected to do so, isn't he? I mean, they wouldn't have signed him if they didn't think that he could collect the pieces if in the event that their golden boy Max Verstappen is out unable to finish the race. So that is what I think about the new Red Bull pairing. Well, how wrong was I about Max Verstappen and Red Bull? They won the championship with Max Verstappen. I would like to take this opportunity to say massive congratulations to Max Verstappen. He took Lewis Hamilton straight to the wire, and I mean, unfortunately, we had this controversial last lap in Abu Dhabi, but it was up to that point, it was a even fight. I think I was so wrong about the tension between in the Red Bull camp. I think actually that Verstappen and Perez actually got on really well, and we mustn't forget that that in Azerbaijan, I do believe, was it Azerbaijan? I think it was, or was it Turkey? Might have been Turkey actually. That Checo managed to get a win. However, I do believe that on a number of occasions that Perez actually should have been able to back up Max Verstappen, and I do believe that he did cost them some crucial points in the Constructors' Championship, hence the reason why they didn't win it. And now let's move on to McLaren. Now, McLaren, I believe, is pretty interesting with Lando Norris and new boy Daniel Ricciardo, because I really want to know how much the two of them are going to push each other, and I'm also interested to know whether Daniel Ricciardo is going to put Lando Norris under pressure, you know, and whether he's going to become effectively the team leader of McLaren. I believe that the two teams fighting for the championship is going to be between Mercedes and McLaren. Believe it or not, I don't think Red Bull are going to play a part in fighting for the championship. Although I do want it to be a three-way fight, but I do believe with McLaren having the Mercedes engine in the back, I do believe that they could potentially put the Mercedes works team under pressure. But I don't think that there's going to be much tension between Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. But I might be wrong. That's an interesting one to wait and see what it's all about. So the next one. How wrong was I about McLaren? I mean, I predicted that Daniel Ricciardo could potentially be the team leader in 2021. But apart from his win in Monza, I think Lando Norris has completely controlled him and taking control in the McLaren team. I think I was a bit disappointed with Daniel Ricciardo. I actually think that he should have scored a lot more wins and a lot more podiums, or at least he should have put Lando Norris in under a lot more pressure than what he actually did. I mean, what the hell was I thinking about the championship being between McLaren and Red Bull, McLaren and Mercedes rather, and discounting Red Bull? I mean, that was absolutely stupid of me, wasn't it? I mean, how wrong was I? You know, just because McLaren and Mercedes have got the same power unit, you know, it doesn't really mean a lot, does it? I mean, what was I thinking? So I definitely got these predictions wrong. What we have to look at is Aston Martin, which is formerly known as Racing Point. Well, of course we have Sebastian Vettel joining the team from Ferrari alongside Lance Stroll. I hope that Vettel will find his mojo, you know, because last year, 2020 was a tragedy at Ferrari. I do believe that he can take control of Lance Stroll, because I think even though Lance Stroll is a good driver, I do believe he hasn't got that killer instinct, which that's a driver needs to fight for a championship. Now, I'm not saying that Sebastian Vettel will fight for championships in the Aston Martin. However, he will certainly help the team progress, and he will certainly show the team what is needed to, if they want to become seriously involved in the championship fight. I believe that what Sebastian Vettel is doing at Aston Martin is effectively what Michael Schumacher was doing when he joined Mercedes, which was to help the Mercedes team build the foundation of the success which they have now. I mean, the one has to remember though that back in when Michael Schumacher joined Mercedes, it was born in 2009, so they didn't have the resources nor the time to develop the car to seriously make an impact on the championship. You know, I think Vettel is coming into a team that is definitely on the up. I mean, they have won a race in 2020 with Sergio Perez. So I think in a way they are in a better position than Mercedes were in 2010 when Michael Schumacher joined them. The next one. Yeah, I mean, Sebastian Vettel totally outshone Lance Stroll, didn't he? I mean, he absolutely outscored him in terms of points as well. I'm not saying Lance Stroll is a bad driver at all. He clearly isn't. But I'm a little bit disappointed with Lance Stroll. Having said that, as you can see in my interview that I did with Matt Bishop, he said that Lance Stroll is an incredible driver and working really hard behind the scenes. I think Aston Martin is really on a good way, and had they not had the unfortunate issue regarding the fuel regulations, regarding the fuel flow issue during the Hungarian Grand Prix, where Vettel got disqualified after finishing second. I think they've definitely shown that they're on the way up, and I for one can't wait to see what they're gonna be doing next year. Is the Renault team, which is going to be known as Alpine. Well. I'm interested to see that driver lineup with Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon. Unfortunately, I fear that Esteban Ocon is going to be outshined and outclassed by Fernando Alonso, because don't forget, Fernando Alonso is a very, very demanding and very straight-talking character, and I think he's gonna get the team on his side pretty quickly. I do believe that he will fight for podiums on a regular basis, and maybe even wins. I mean, let's say he's gonna get 2 wins. I've said it live on camera, and Fernando Alonso will get 2 Grand Prix victories with the Alpine team in 2021. There you have it, guys. I might live to regret that actually, but you know, it's out there now. So how wrong was I about Fernando Alonso getting 2 wins? I mean, the Alpine team has definitely made some progress this year with 1 win in Hungary and 1 third place in I don't know, I can't remember where actually, with Fernando Alonso, but I am slightly disappointed with them still, you know, because I expected more from them, but obviously I live to regret the fact that I predicted 2 wins. You know, big shout out goes to my friend Mike Hanlon from F1 Fanatics and Indy Fanatics. I know he's a massive Fernando Alonso fan. You know, so yeah, hopefully they can improve on their progress this year for next year. Alright, let's go on to the next one. And I do think Esteban Ocon is just gonna fall by the wayside. You know, I mean, he's just gonna be Fernando Alonso's water boy. But I might be wrong, but that's just what I think. Now the next one. How wrong was I about Esteban Ocon being Fernando Alonso's water boy? Obviously, he won in Hungary, so I was completely wrong on that one. That we have to look at is Ferrari. Now, Ferrari had a shocker of a 2020 season, wasn't it? I mean, Charles Leclerc is Ferrari's golden boy. He is Ferrari's golden boy. I think Charles Leclerc will be treated as number 1, even though Ferrari have openly said that they will treat both drivers equally, at least at the beginning of the season. I don't believe that, and I think actually that it could actually cause friction between Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, which ultimately is gonna cost some points, because I don't think unlike Valtteri Bottas, for example, I don't think Carlos Sainz will be happy to play Leclerc the water boy. So I think that driver lineup could cost Ferrari a couple of wins and especially points in the World Championship. Now let's move on to. I mean, how wrong was I again about Ferrari? I mean, don't forget, Carlos Sainz actually outscored Leclerc in terms of points, and they did actually managed to secure third place in the Constructors' Championship. But it was against McLaren for a long time. McLaren actually looked as though they could hold on to third place, but then Ferrari had a strong end to the season. So again, how wrong was I about Ferrari? AlphaTauri. I think Pierre Gasly is gonna just do a solid job as he's done now as he's done all in 2020, and I think he's just gonna continue to show what he's really worth. I think he's just gonna shine at AlphaTauri, and should we get a crazy race, then I don't think there's any reason why why he can't win another race. That was absolutely epic, wasn't it? I absolutely loved that race that he won in Monza, and I think he showed all his critics as well. As far as Yuki Sonoda is concerned, I think he is going to I think he's gonna get some solid points. I'm a bit skeptical to make any sort of predictions about Yuki Sonoda, because I know fuck all about him, really. I've only literally seen him race at the last F2 race of the season, and B, because I don't know how he's gonna cope with the pressure of having the whole of Japan behind him, really, and the whole world, the whole expectation of a nation behind him, really. I think he can get some points, and I think that's all he can do. I just hope he gets more than one season, and that Helmut Marko isn't going to get a B up his arse and fire him after the first 3 races or something, because I think he needs time, but we all know that Helmut Marko that is very trigger happy when it comes to firing Formula 1 drivers. especially youngsters. So this is just what I'm thinking. Now, the next team I've got on my list is. Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely, I was absolutely stunned for starters that Yuki Sonoda didn't get fired mid-season by Helmut Marko, and I was even more stunned that he actually got a contract extension for 2022, because I think he hasn't done enough. Yes, he got some points, but he was also crashing a lot, wasn't he? I mean, as far as Pierre Gasly is concerned, I do believe that he shouldn't be in a AlphaTauri. I think he should be in a much better team. I think he is doing an incredible job with that AlphaTauri, putting it in places where it ultimately shouldn't be, and I still can't believe that Red Bull, Christian Horner, and Helmut Marko can't get past whatever happened with Pierre Gasly, because I think he should be in the Red Bull, but hopefully some other team will snap him up. I mean, maybe he will even drive alongside George Russell once Hamilton retires. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. Is Alfa Romeo. I think Alfa Romeo, I don't know. I think Kimi, that this is going to be his last season. I don't think he's going to continue past 2021, because he is, if I'm not very much mistaken, he is 41 now, or something like that, or at least he's getting quite old in terms of racing drivers' ages. Having said that, I think he is going to be helping Alfa Romeo where he can. I think Giovinazzi, I don't understand why he is still in F1. I think he is, in my opinion, he is nothing special, but this is just my opinion. Agree with me or disagree with me, then tell me if I'm wrong and tell me why I'm wrong. But I think this could be the final season for him, and I actually think that it could be the final season as of Alfa Romeo, because I think that they could even separate or go their separate ways from Ferrari. Because I think I've read somewhere that they are actually considering it to split and find a new engine partner if the power unit doesn't improve. But we shall wait and see. So the next team I want to look. Yes, it was. It 2021 was Kimi Raikkonen's final season. I think he's done pretty well. And also it turned out to be the final season for now for Antonio Giovinazzi. And there was talk at one point that Michael Andretti was gonna by the Alfa Romeo team, but that fell through. So I still think that we could see Alfa Romeo or whatever they're gonna be called switch into a Mercedes engine because of their new driver for the next 3 years being Valtteri Bottas. I'm interested to see how that develops. What I want to look at is Haas. Well, and we've got two rookies for the Haas team. The first one I want to talk about is Mick Schumacher, son of legendary 7-time world champion Mick Schumacher, and my absolute idol. I think he's going to be able to learn his craft at the Haas team. I hope that people give him the chance, the time to settle into Formula One, and don't expect him to win races, because let's face it, the Haas is a shitbox. It's not a good car, and I think Mick Schumacher is going to struggle to get anywhere other than last in the championship, in 20th place, or actually I stand corrected. I predict that it's going to be Mick Schumacher 19th and Nikita Mazepin 20th. Because I think Nikita Mazepin is going to get himself into a whole load of bother, and I think he hasn't. He's not without controversy, shall we say? And I actually are willing to make a prediction that he will miss at least one race due to a ban or something, because because he's just not got he's just not got himself in check. That's just what I think. Again, I might be wrong, but he, especially with recent events happening, I think that he's gonna get himself into more hot water actually, and I actually think that the Haas team have bitten off more than they can chew, but we shall see. And now the final. Yeah, I mean, the Haas team. I mean, I did get one prediction right, didn't I? That Mick Schumacher will finish 2019s in front of Nikita Mazepin, and I don't actually think that Nikita has done too badly, this season. When you put it all into perspective, whether or not he's done enough to deserve to be in Formula One, that's a completely different ballgame. But I mean, at least he hasn't done anything stupid to get himself a race ban. We all knew that the Haas team were gonna struggle this season because they hardly I don't think that they put any development into the car. But I think the fact that Mick Schumacher got confirmed for 11 reserve driver appointments during the 2022 season, I think that's boosted him to carry on it with Haas. And actually, he did have was it one or two appearances in Q2, so there is some promise from the Haas team, but I don't think Nikita Mazepin. I don't want to say that he's only there because of his dad, but I think he's only there because of his dad. But for all I know, I mean they could be right at the front next season with all the engine regulations changing. But anyway, I don't think so. Anyway, so let's move on. Final team that I want to talk about is the Williams team. Now, I think George Russell is. I think he's just gonna see this year as a sort of preparation year for joining the Mercedes team. I think I think the Williams are gonna definitely jump in front of Haas if it maybe even Alfa Romeo, but I think it's going to be George Russell's final season in at the Williams team, and I think Jack Aiken will have a couple of races in 2021. Should either Bottas or Lewis Hamilton get COVID-19 once again, because I think that is something that Formula One needs to consider. Although there is a vaccine on the way, I think 2021 is still going to be affected by COVID-19 in one way or the other, and I think Nicholas Latifi, I don't know about Nicholas Latifi, because I just think as long as his dad is willing to pay money to the team, I think that is where Nicholas Latifi will remain. But anyway, now finally, now that we've done all the teams, I want to have a quick predictions about the final team is the Williams team. I think they did tremendously well. I think they scored 23 points, the most points for one driver was at the Belgium Grand Prix, which wasn't a race because it was only two laps behind the safety car. So some people say it wasn't a race, but at least they got half points. Half points it was. But as far as the Williams is concerned, they are definitely making the right progress. I was wrong about Jack Aiken. I doubt that we will ever see him in Formula One again, because I think he's getting on a bit. But yet again, I might be wrong. Stranger things have happened. I think. I would have liked Nico Ankenberg to get the Williams seat, but I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that Red Bull would agree to let Alex Albon race for Williams, because obviously Williams have got Mercedes engines, so and they are direct competitors. But heads up to Williams, and I'm interested to find out what they can do next year with with Alex Albon and Latifi. The driver who I think is more than likely going to make a return in 2021 as a firefighter, and that is the one and only Nico Ankenberg. For those of you who've been watching pretty closely, I am currently wearing a Williams shirt and a Nico Ankenberg cap. unfortunately my 2019 replica Renault top hasn't arrived yet, so I couldn't wear that for this preview. But I believe that we will see Nico Ankenberg back in the paddock in 2021 at some weekends. Yeah, and that's just what I'm thinking. I hope you enjoyed my predictions. If you haven't already, obviously we didn't see Nico Ankenberg. He was in the paddock because he was a reserve driver for Aston Martin. I would have liked to have seen him get at least one race, but it wasn't to be. I think, unfortunately, that his Formula One career is over. But I still hope to get him on my podcast one day. All right. I would like to say a few words to for Formula One in general, and Formula One has been awesome to me this year. I mean, I've had so much support from people, so much support from you guys, and it really means a lot to me. We finally got this channel back monetized. I know it's not a lot, but every little helps. And you guys have just been awesome with all your support. Especially, I mean, I couldn't leave this reaction video without mentioning Matt Bishop and Will Higgins from Aston Martin Cognizant Formula One team. I mean, they've just been epic, allowing me access to speak to Jessica Hawkins, and then I've had an interview with Matt Bishop himself, and they are really helping me still to, their support really, they keep on supporting me, and I couldn't have dreamt of any of this. This really makes my day. I can sort of reveal that I have got another big name is supposed to be coming on sometime in January. So if you haven't already, I would really subscribe for that one, because that one is a big one. So big as far as it's not a driver that's as much as I'm gonna say, but it's pretty huge for me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope you got something out of it anyway. Alright guys, speak to you later. Bye.